Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
And that's not the end of it. For this was not exactly a hate crime in those terms, but it was a terrorist act, definitely an act of terror. A man armed with a knife murdering 19 patients at a facility for disabled people in Japan, in the country's worst mass killing since the end of the Second World War. At least 25 other residents were badly wounded in the attack, which police called a heart-wrenching and shocking crime. The suspect had warned in February that he wanted to obliterate hundreds of disabled people, as our chief correspondent Alex Thompson now reports.
7 a.m. in a small town 30 miles west of Tokyo. CCTV monitors Satoshi Uematsu parking up outside a centre for people with severe disabilities. He gets out, carrying several large knives, and begins scouting for a window to force his way in. Police and ambulance crews would find 19 severely disabled people dead, 25 more injured, 20 of them severely. Most had suffered slash wounds to the neck and throat.
This is not a case of reactionary crime where the suspect blew up and took a knife or gun. He went into the dark of the night, opened one door at a time and stabbed the sleeping people one at a time. I just can't believe the cruelty of this crime. That said, we need to find ways that this must never happen again.
That same CCTV then shows Satoshi Uematsu leaving the building, apparently quite calm, at 2:50 a.m. He drove to a police station and turned himself in. He wrote to the Speaker of the Japanese Parliament in February explaining how he would kill several hundred severely disabled people, writing, "My goal is a world in which, in cases where it is difficult for the severely disabled to live at home and be socially active, they can be euthanized with the consent of their guardians." After all that, Uematsu was briefly committed to a secure psychiatric unit but released in March, apparently posing no danger. Uematsu follows the familiar profile of the quiet person who gave little sign of what he might be capable of, so far as neighbours could tell.
He always greeted me with a smile. He was never loud or caused problems for the neighbours, so the truth of the matter is that I'm very surprised.
Some reports suggest he had been sacked from his job at the care centre, which at least one former employee remembers as a friendly and loving environment.
When we worked there, the staff and the tenants were like friends together and were all very amicable together every day. So I just can't imagine this happening there now.
Because of strict gun control, mass murder by firearms is rare indeed in Japan. In 2008, 7 people in Tokyo were stabbed to death or run over fatally by a truck driver. In 2001, a man stabbed 8 teachers to death at a junior school in Osaka. And in 1995, a cult attacked the Tokyo underground system with sarin gas, killing 13 people. But what happened in this quiet care home just west of Tokyo in the early hours of this morning now stands as the worst mass murder Japan has experienced since the atom bomb attack on Nagasaki.
Alex Thompson reporting.
I've been